will self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.
Cancellation button? Hurry!
Where is it? Where is it?
It's gonna be here. Out of order! Fuck!
Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding.
There's the other end! Faster!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Don't touch that dial. It's Leo Valdez
Give him the skibbity paps.
and Hunter Horn
We're gonna need a wood motel.
with your pregame warm-up.
Yo, DJ, drop that beat.
Pick of the week, they be deadlocked. Most of these shows is dead wrong. PGW for the W. 100 count bands on his bed top. On our podcast, getting topped off. Swinging this stick like it's top golf. I'ma bust in the face. Then I'ma read you a verse. From Philippians verse. Put the cash in your purse.
Hey, let's go, man.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the pregame warm-up. Today, we are just going to go ahead. It's just us two today. It's, again, you can join us on Mondays through Fridays in the morning. I've got the Lions Den at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hunter is on. He just started. You just started today with your midday check-in. It's at the noon time at Eastern Standard Time. And Hunter, I gotta say, your first show was pretty successful. It was very good. I like it. I of course, but yeah, it was interesting. That's for sure. Especially the guy who was peacefully sleeping in the street.
Oh yeah, he was taking a good nap.
That's right.
Some say he is still sleeping.
That's right. Now, I have a question for you, Hunter. Are you ready to get this done today? To just tackle? We've got a lot of sports stuff to tackle, but I do know you have something else for us.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to bring up a current event that's going on in the world that I think we could talk about.
Okay.
And that is, can you believe that the Saudi Arabians and the Iranians are friends now?
No, I cannot believe that they are friends.
That's crazy. That's like Celtics fans and Laker fans teaming up. I think it's more dangerous than that. And Patriot fans teaming up. Like, that's really bad.
That it's. I mean, if you look at it as a sports value, I think of it as a consequence in this world between Sunni and Shiite Muslims. It's very dangerous because they don't get along, but it's kind of like because they just don't feel safe from their allies. The Saudis don't feel safe with their allies, and that's us. It's bad news.
Well, the Bible says that when they become friends, then the apocalypse
it's peace between the house of Isaac and Ishmael, and this is just two houses of Ishmael. But that can very well be a thing because remember there was the Abraham Peace Accords. There's the Abraham Peace Accords, which is a peace between Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and I forgot the other nation right now. But it's this. If think about it, if Saudi is allied with Israel, and now Saudi is allied with Iran. I mean, even though it's an economic ally, but it doesn't matter. It's still just as dangerous because now, you're talking about the houses of Isaac and Ishmael coming to peace, and that's that. I mean, that is one of the signs of the times. There's wars and rumors of wars. It's scary all the way around.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just figured I'd bring that up, to everybody's attention because that's a pretty big world event, That's up there with, China and Brazil and all them teaming up to ditch the dollar. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Because Iran's part of that too.
Yes. Yeah, that's all part of that deal. And right now everybody's just sitting around just no big deal.
It's interesting, in history, you go back to the late 30s, early 40s, and it was kind of the same way. Hitler went around collecting all his countries and everything and forming his alliances and stuff. So,
right.
It almost makes you think,
Well, yeah, because there was weakness from the League of Nations, which was established in World War I, which left Germany broke, but people started making backdoor deals with the Germans, and then all of a sudden, Rolls Royce is making German tanks, and they don't even know it.
Exactly.
It unfortunately, it's because there is a weak world power, which is us, and that has
Joe
everything
Biden
to
is
do with our
fucking
current
shit.
administration.
Joe Biden is so lost, bro. He's worse than a Care Bear in a horror movie. He's really bad. I would
I'm
trust
glad you
gas.
say he's lost, but I don't think so. I think he's
I would
doing it
I
on
would
purpose.
trust gas station sushi before I trust Joe Biden. I would trust Bill Cosby making my drinks before I trust Joe Biden.
Yeah, I would too, because the thing is that I don't think that it's by chance. No, I don't think that, and I also don't. I think he plays dumb. I know a lot of
Yeah,
people.
but
I know a lot of
at
people
the same
it's
time,
really
man,
hard to play it, but I'm telling
sometimes,
you,
dude, he's I would say he's probably a good actor, Leo, but you can't act this dumb. It's authentic. You can't be that lost. You can't.
I think
It's
there's some
genuine lost.
corruptibility, and then
I've
there's
seen it
some
before.
delirium.
You
Yeah,
know who's that lost? My 95-year-old grandma. That's just how it is.
I I'm not I'm not disagreeing with there being some form of delirium, but I do think that the corruptibility is also there, because they tell Grandpa the dirty deals, and Grandpa goes and he's trying to hide the lie, but because he's not all up there, it all goes. I'm sorry, but I don't really think he's. I don't think he's fully aware, but I do think he is aware, and he's trying to hide it. But this is all part of what Ben Ferguson calls the Biden crime family, and I think it's all part of the deal to make America weak.
Absolutely.
And it makes them rich. That's the beauty of it.
Thinking,
It's not about making America weak, really, as more as it is about making
no,
themselves rich.
and we're done for too. Listen, if they were to attack, like, let's say the White House, right? Okay. Usually the president, they'd be able to get him out of there. He runs out of the bedroom, this and that. What the fuck are they going to do with Biden? Put him on somebody's back? Strap him
Basically,
to a
that
super.
yeah, a
Go
Secret
on, Mr.
Service
President,
member
we
will
gotta
literally
go.
pick that man up and take him down that elevator shaft. That, or just whatever. Say, oh look,
throw 'em.
Grandpa, just you're gonna go tell the kids down at the bottom of the chimney that they got their presents, huh? And there you go.
Yeah.
There you have it.
So I guess we'll get right on into sports then, man.
That's right. That's right. Well, the quarterback rankings are in for the NFL draft. Of course, number 1, 2, and 3 are Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. Stetson Bennett currently stands at number 10. What's your take on that?
Well, I figured his draft stock was gonna fall when he went around banging on doors in Texas, drunk as shit. That
Right.
was that. Can't go around doing that.
Right.
But-
Plus a weak showing at the combine. The combine was
Exactly,
pretty
a
weak,
weak
and his pro
showing.
days he actually has missed a couple of his pro days,
And
which has
he's
hurt him as well.
older, and he's like
Yes.
26, man.
Yeah.
So it's just not looking good for Stetson on the next level.
Yeah.
I think he'll live on his glory days, and he'll end up on like College Game Day.
Well, no, he'll end up there with Brady Quinn over on CBS Sports analyzing other future NFL prospects. All right, but Will Levis from Kentucky stands at number 4, while Hendon Hooker is number 5. Is this fair or foul?
I like Hendon Hooker more.
Right.
Yeah.
You
I like
cry
Hendon
foul
Hooker
too,
a
right?
lot.
To me, I totally 100% just cry foul on this.
I like Hendon Hooker. He's really good, man. If he didn't blow his knee, I think Tennessee's in the title game.
Right. Well, I think with Hendon Hooker getting hurt, yeah, that was I think that's what dropped him, because I mean, have you seen have you seen Will Levis? The man looks like he can bench press the entire university.
Oh yeah, no,
He has no soft touch. I don't like. He doesn't. He's just, to me. You know what Will Levis reminds me of? He reminds me of Jay Cutler. Has a really strong arm. I mean, if you're running a short route, he will tag you right between the numbers. But if you're going for the long ball, he's gonna overthrow you. He throws way too much to his right. Even on a cross route, he's got to do the whole setup, and he's just so stiff. He has no flexibility. So yeah, he just reminds me of Jay Cutler. Like that. That's the way I see him.
Yeah, I think you know, this I gotta bring attention to this. I think it's still around. I don't know. You know what? Let me bring up something, okay? Because hang on. I got a bone to pick with this shit. Hang on, because I had someone fucking trying to tell us, man, in the comment section today. Okay,
Go for it.
this guy was like, the women deserve more money and blah 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 and all this shit, right?
They
And
got to make more money.
I'm like, listen, where are the fucking feminists and the women in the crowds, drunk as fuck, showing their titties at the game? They're not there. The crowd is empty. They can't expect men to make up for it. If women want women's sports, they need to show up to support women, correct? And they don't.
I agree to a certain extent. It's just that the games are not exciting enough to bring in an actual fandom. And
Well, I
really,
wouldn't say that.
their
I wouldn't
marketing
say that.
strategy
Wait,
for the
wait, wait, wait.
WNBA
I've seen
is
some
not very
pretty.
good.
I've seen some
It's
pretty good basketball. Wait, wait. I've seen some pretty good women's basketball because the way they miss the basket is impressive.
I get it. I prefer.
I've seen a whole quarter without them scoring. You can't. That's come on, bro. That's impressive. Look at that
Yeah, but I
defense.
would rather watch midget and fat man soccer. You know, like that's.
Well, I would bet on it. That's fucking. That's a lock right there. The midgets pulled it off. That'd be like a plus 350.
Right. But yeah, I agree with Brian when he says here women college hoops is better than the WNBA. The WNBA
absolutely.
it just because it's all about pay, whereas where with women's college it's all about getting that championship. And there's and in college campuses
now.
all the sports, all the stuff they want to do. But I have to say women's sports is in trouble. It's 100% in trouble, especially with the new Title IX rules. The new
Yeah,
Title
'cause-
IX rules basically make it so that schools cannot bar men from playing in women's sports.
Yeah.
And I don't care if he wears a dress, he's still a man, and he should not be playing women's sports. With that being said, it's I think the only reason that colleges would invite men playing in women's sports is because it probably makes it more exciting and people
What if
actually
it
tend to
doesn't
watch.
have an Adams? What if it doesn't have an Adams apple? Do we let it play?
Okay.
No. Yes.
If it's
no?
a man, it has an Adam's apple. If it surgically removes its Adam's apple, guess
Then it's
what?
not a
It
man
still
anymore.
has a prostate.
Well, what if they just take everything out, man? You know, then
Well,
that makes
then
them a
they're
woman,
gonna
right?
then they're gonna be walking around with a colostomy bag because they can't control their bowels in their urine hunter.
I like what Remy
Then
said
they're
there, man.
medically insolvent.
I can't wait till this too. I legit, Leo, cannot wait till a 6'8", 6'9" trans person pulls up and starts dunking and posterizing all these women. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Right.
You'll,
A lot of
you'll
people-
have them so fast. Be like, we don't need this. No.
Well,
no,
a
get
lot
this
of
person
people
outta here."
would say that the women should boycott and they should they should stand up for themselves. But I think it also starts with the women that support this. They're the ones that are actually more dangerous than the trans people that are actually playing in the sport because
Absolutely.
they're validating this, and it's kind of like, and they're forcing the girls who are playing to validate it. If not, they lose their scholarship. I'm like, man, my scholarship ain't worth this crap. That's just, but you got to learn to stand on your laurels.
It's when you let the patients run the asylum. This is what you get, man.
That's right. That's right.
Unfortunately. Alrighty. So you wanted to talk about what was it again?
Well, we were still talking about the NFL draft.
Yeah, I'd say Hooker. I like Hooker, man. I think he's a good dual threat quarterback, and I definitely call foul that he dropped back, but at the same time,
It's that knee.
I really think the Colts are going to take him because I don't think the Colts are going to land Lamar Jackson. So I think he does go at 4.
Right. Well, he'll go at 4, but that would probably make him the number 2 quarterback to get picked up, which I doubt. I think either the Colts would pick up Anthony Richardson. I think that's really more their guy, what they want to do. But it actually wouldn't surprise me if a team picked up Will Levis, just because the man's built like a brick house. But I don't know. I think, let me see, because for me, in the top 10 prospects, the way that I look at it, I've got I think Jaron Hall at number 6 is. I'm sorry. I would swap Jaron Hall over at BYU with Will Levis. He's far more accurate. He's got a softer touch. And you know what?
I don't know,
He's
man.
about the same. He's the same age and 10 times the talent as Stetson Bennett.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't trust any more BYU quarterbacks after what was his name? Zach Wilson, like a Jets guy that like got replaced by Mike White.
You know, I can't put it on there. But
No,
my guy
that's who it
still
is.
my sleeper quarterback
was
in
great
all of this.
in the college, and then they sent him off to the
That's true.
big city.
It's true, but if for a quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, when they get picked up in the first round and they are expected to start, and they're usually starting for a team that's rebuilding and has no offensive line. So that's why you really want to kind of get a mobile quarterback, because if your guy stands perfectly still,
You got to move the pocket. Yeah.
if you're not moving the pocket, then your rookie quarterback is not going to be anything. Sorry. It's just not
These
gonna happen.
defenses, the stunts they run in the gaps, these defenses nowadays, you have to move the pocket. You can't just sit there stationary. There's too much blind side. The linebackers are coming through, I'm
sorry, guys. I'm dealing with a cold. And I didn't want to pick my nose on the. So please forgive me.
That would have been a good meme.
You're trying to kill me here, bro. You're just trying to kill me.
Oh man.
But
No, not yet.
I still think my
Eventually.
sleeper. I think your sleeper is still Max Dugan from TCU. I know you liked him.
No, I don't. I used to like him, man. I'm not feeling him anymore, man. I'm really thinking Hendon Hooker makes it back from his ACL injury, and it's the best quarterback of the draft.
I think the best quarterback of the draft is some guy from a D3 school. I say D3, but it's really a D2 school. It's Tyson Badgett from Shepherd University.
Bro, where are you pulling this name from?
I'm not pulling it from anywhere. I had his highlight reel on previous shows. I think he did so well in the combine that it just and he's got it. He's just one of those guys that just didn't want to get the grades, and he just wants to play football, and that's about it. I think he'll be one of those sleeper picks that actually turns into something in a couple of years when he gets drafted and he becomes a second stringer, because he'll be drafted so low no one will actually expect him to start, and he pulls out and actually becomes something in the NFL. I usually think that that's what it takes to really make it in the NFL. Very few quarterbacks have the Mahomes the little tweak, the little Mahomes tweak. You know what I'm talking about? Like all of a sudden they can start as soon as you draft them. That's very seldom. That's not always a thing, and I think sometimes you have to play that by ear. I'm sorry, but RG3, I'm sure would have liked to have played at least 2 or 3 more seasons in the NFL.
No, I would. Well,
sorry.
I would imagine so, Leo. I'm pretty sure, like Michael Vick wanted to play a few more seasons in the NFL too.
Right, but it wasn't due to injury. It was more due to the fact that he was
it was due to
activity.
injury. No, it was due to injury, just not to him.
You try to get like you're gonna witness death on the air. Jeez, man, you're trying to kill me here.
Hey, man, it's the truth. You brought your server in.
Oh man, you gotta be careful with that, man.
I didn't click that. You clicked that.
Did I?
Yeah, man.
You
Cole's
sure?
not here today.
Okay, so with that, it has actually been reported that 6 NFL teams, to include the Tennessee Titans, have reached out to the Cardinals to make the trade for the number 3 pick. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I think the Cardinals should hang on to that number 3 pick and draft that. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but it's a linebacker. He's a monster. He's from Alabama. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I think that's who the Cardinals need. I think the Cardinals really just need help on defense, because, listen, they were not good last year, right? They sucked.
That's the overstatement of the year.
They sucked. But you know what? They were missing D-Hop. They had a lot of injuries. Kyler never really had a number 1. He fought with DeAndre Hopkins all the effing time. you can't blame the guy.
So the guy you're thinking about is either Will Anderson Jr. or Deontay Lawson.
It's Will Anderson.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like him for that Arizona Cardinals defense. But if
Right.
they were to trade the Titans, you got to go big or go home, man. I want Derrick Henry. If I'm giving you the number 3 first over, if I'm giving you the number 3 overall pick, I'm gonna give you something else. Also, I'm gonna trade you. If I was them, right? Okay, because they've got a couple of other really good wide receivers that were showing. I remember because I would always play them in fantasy. I would trade out fucking DeAndre Hopkins and that 3rd pick for Derrick Henry. And I would get Derrick Henry and then James Conner as the change of pace back there in Arizona. Imagine that. That would be a monstrous fucking. You got 2 backs that you can punch it into the end zone with. You got James Conner would be fresh on 3rd downs. And then oh gosh, I forget the name of the guy that was their passing down back. But there's a lot of options at that point where it would be quick passes out of the backfield to the flats for Kyler Murray.
Right. And it would be good to get someone like Henry in the backfield with you to block or to also be that extra guy, that extra tool that you can have. But you're right. I think they really do need to beef up their defense. So let's see what they do, because they are contending in the NFC West, and that's, I don't know. I think honestly, Tennessee or anyone talking to the Cardinals right now about that number 3 pick better be willing to give up a lot more than just some star player, because there's a lot of good talent, and you want to be able to pick up that prime on that beef, bro.
No. Derrick Henry's going to be the number 1 running back again next year. Have no doubt.
You have no doubt?
Have no doubt.
Okay, so that's
Especially if he goes to
7:52
the
Eastern
Cardinals.
Standard Time on April
He will
10th.
finish number 1 next year. King Henry will be back. I promise you.
Okay.
Watch.
All right. I'm hoping you're right.
Yeah, can I tell you? I'm telling you, King Henry.
Okay. All right. So, man, you're just making all these bold predictions.
We love to make bold predictions around here, but I can tell you, if he's on the board, I'm drafting him. I've skipped on him like 2 years in a row. Last year, I took Jonathan Taylor.
He's going to be on your fantasy team? Then no, he definitely doesn't make it. That's my bold prediction. If he's on your fantasy team, sorry, bro. That guy's going to go bust. What, bro? You can't. Wait. Hold on a second. You're playing fantasy? Isn't there supposed to be like a hole I'm supposed to dig?
Well, I think we're going to do the PGW league, remember? I told you that.
That's right.
I told you we're gonna combine. We're gonna combine forces to finally take out Big Jew. This fucker. Can you believe this fucker went on a fucking 9-game winning streak to win the championship, from 2-7 to Super Bowl winner? Incredible.
Hey, bro, it happens. You have those years, those on and off years. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. A lot of huge signings in the NFL, not just people trying to look for draft position. A huge signing for the Ravens, Hunter. I don't know if you could believe it or not, but Odell Beckham Jr. signed a 1-year, $1.1 or $1.3 million contract with a $13 million signing bonus. Does this add fuel to Lamar's contract dispute?
I mean, if I was Lamar, I'd feel disrespected. Like,
Okay.
I'd be like, I asked for a weapon, and you went and you got me the party boat guy. Listen, OBJ, obviously, is a good wide receiver. He's a top probably 25 wide receiver. He's
I
not
agree.
bad.
Yeah, I would say top 25, yeah.
But with OBJ, you need a quarterback that's accurate downfield, this, that, the other. Lamar Jackson has that deep ball. This could work out. I'll be honest with you. You never know. OBJ's career, he could have a career year next year. You never know. Sometimes players do revive. But if I'm Lamar and I'm seeing that they're giving this guy this much, I promise you, man, I'm walking in that office. I'm putting my balls on the table and I'm telling them, you either give me what I want or I walk out of that door for the last time and I go join the Colts.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Honestly, that just well, I wouldn't put my testicles on the table, but I would actually put I would put my foot down and say, listen, there is no way you're signing a guy with a $1.3 million deal with a $13 million signing bonus and $3 million in incentives, and then telling me that there's no money for me.
Exactly. I'm telling you, I would feel disrespected. I would
Yeah,
walk in there and say, you just slapped me in the mouth.
yeah.
Honestly, like that's unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable.
Well, I think it's
Hey,
harder for Lamar mainly because he's his own agent. So there's a lot of stuff that he can't really talk about, and he can't really air out his
he needs to
frustrations
call up the
exactly.
he needs to call up the PGW, man. We represent, you know.
I know we could just send you to go put your testicles on the table, and
Exactly, man. Exactly. They're not ready for these hillbilly nuts.
I think Lamar should hold out. I don't honestly. I don't even think he should start this season. You know what? Fine.
Yeah,
If
I would take the season off anyways, man. Then he gets super healthy. He comes back the following year. You know, I know he wants to win a Super Bowl, but
I don't think
I don't
adding
see the.
OBJ wins
I'll
you a
be honest
Super
with you.
Bowl.
Listen, I don't see the Ravens making a Super Bowl.
No, their defense has definitely been lacking for the past 2 years.
The Dolphins
And
look.
the Steelers will be on the up and up. I'm talking about their division. The Steelers are on the up and up. The
Yeah,
Bengals are dominant. I mean, honestly, nobody counts the Browns, but and then the rest of the AFC is going to be looking pretty stout
the
as well.
AFC East is looking monstrous, bro. The Dolphins probably gonna win 13, 14 games next year. I mean, I
Yeah,
know the division's that tough, but the Dolphins are, dude. They just keep adding. They keep collecting Thanos stones, bro. I'm telling you, the Dolphins are all in because they know in a year, 2 years, all their money is gonna be gone. They're gonna have to get rid of the cut all these players. Tyreek Hill's going to retire. All of this stuff. So the Dolphins are like, we better win a Super Bowl now, and then our fans will be happy for 40 years, and then we don't have to, we don't have to win another for 40 years.
yeah.
Not
And
bad.
Brian, I will respect the Browns when the Browns respect themselves as an
Oh yeah,
organization, and actually stop trying to run their executive offices
I
like a
just
PR firm and actually manage and run a football team. They
well
had it.
my
They were doing very, very well until they fired their VP 4 years ago, and then that was it. They just went straight. They just went straight
well
downhill
I
after that.
well and like I said, the Browns, they're funny, man, because I remember with the Deshaun Watson thing, the two owners got up there and they were like, people make mistakes, and Deshaun, he has certain tastes and he made a mistake. And it's like,
Like
you
50, like
50.
2, 3 times maybe because you have like maybe you have an inclination or a bad
I mean,
habit,
listen, man.
dude.
I
Like
love a rub and
50.
tug just as much as the next guy. But when you're famous, you can't get away with that shit. You gotta like go in disguise to the Asian parlor.
Nah, I just think that the Browns as an organization they need to do better, honestly. But
I agree. I agree.
well, we're gonna stay in the same division, and we're gonna
Oh,
talk. We're gonna talk about. Oh man, I hate this guy, Carson Palmer, and the reason I hate him, of course, is because he played for USC. But Carson Palmer was on another podcast this past weekend and laid out this brick, saying Patrick Mahomes is not as consistent as Joe Burrow.
man.
I knew that was gonna eat you alive right there.
Okay. You know what? I want to. Okay, my inside voice is screaming. The F, right? It's like, no way, no way, no. But then you think about it, man, and you look at it, and you look at the whole picture, right? Okay, and you're like, okay, Mahomes has like 2-3 solid games, and then he'll, when he falls off, and then he falls off for a few games. I had him last year. Joey B was solid, man. Like, it was either going to be 5-6 games of like decent 30 points, and then he'll have those big games, this, that, and the other.
Check this out. Because when you talk about a game of yards and inches, hold on. Let me give you some mathematics here.
I wasn't done. I'm just saying, listen, it's hard to judge Mahomes because Mahomes is Kansas City. When Burrows is having a bad day, he can hand it off to Mixon.
Okay. So here's some statistics for you. Let's get a little boring. Completions. Patrick Mahomes, 435. Burrow, 418. Attempts. Mahomes, 648. Burrow, 610. Are you ready for this? Percentage. 67.1 to 68.5. Mahomes is at 67.1, Burrow at 68.5. Hunter, with knowing that, who do you take?
Okay, but if we just go off stats, you can't just do that because we're also looking.
What do you mean? You're looking at intangibles and you're looking at statistics.
No, but you have to look at game manager. That's the biggest aspect of your quarterback.
Every quarterback is a game manager.
No, don't start that.
That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback.
No. Not every
Whether you're good at it or not is beside the point.
Exactly. You need a good game manager.
Okay, fine. Don't say one is a game manager and one isn't, because both Joe and Pat have been good game managers.
You're playing to semantics with me. Listen, dude. Joey Burr has the better stats. He's taken the team to the Super Bowl, didn't get it done. He's a great game manager. He's not bad. I think Mahomes is more of a game manager and game turner. What Mahomes does stuff that fires your team up. Joey B does as well. He launches those long passes, this, that, and the other. You're like, damn, all right, man, another touchdown. Let's go. Mahomes throws the ball behind his back with his eyes closed.
No, but now you're talking about who entertains you the most. It's not even about entertainment factor. It's more along the lines of, and I think I know what you're trying to say. Is the fact is that the intangibles, the one intangible is that Mahomes can actually, he controls the momentum of both his offense and his defense. Burrow does not. And because Burrow is doing what he can while he's managing his offense, while Patrick Mahomes is trying to create, even if he's down fourth, it's 3rd and 19, he's gonna fight to put his team in a better field position for a better punt, which is good for your defense. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put his team in a position to win on both sides of the ball, where that's something, and that's an intangible that a lot of quarterbacks don't have in this league. They're just managing their offenses and they're doing well. Joe Burrow is a consistent quarterback, but I'm sorry, there's a lot of consistent quarterbacks that can't do that one thing that like Patrick Mahomes can do. I believe Lamar Jackson, he does it all the time. If they're on the 20, he wants to get his team at least minimally to the 40-yard line so that his defense is pressing the team on the other side of the ball, not close to the end zone. So that's what that's all about. It's, in other words, there's quarterbacks that try to make it easy for their defense so that it's even easier for the offense to do the things that they need to do to win, which is do what? Score more points. That's right.
Well, yeah, if you score more points than your opposition, you'll probably win the game.
That's right. Wise words from Booger McFarland.
Exactly. Man, let me tell you. I think we want to get into these Boston Bruins here.
Sure, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Bruins real quick. The Bruins beat the Flyers to win a record-setting 63 games, tying the New Jersey Devils. But just to clarify, Hunter, You said that maybe the Leafs can beat them, but how certain do you think the Bruins win the Stanley Cup and break the President's Cup curse?
Well, I was feeling them these last few weeks, I'll be honest. But then I started watching Tampa Bay Lightning hockey. And I started to see that same damn transition they do every year, where now they're starting to play that annoying defense, those traps in the zone, and the penalty kill is like at 98%. Okay. They've given up
Right.
one power play goal over the last 3 weeks. So they're starting to get their playoff plan in place, this, that. When the Lightning get in the playoffs, their game plan is perfect for the playoffs because it's sit back, stop your opponent, let them get frustrated, and catch them in a counterattack. No different than soccer when the guy comes down and they cross it to the middle and it gets bounced out and then they hit somebody over the top running down. Same thing with the Lightning. I like the Bruins, okay, in the first round to probably take out the Islanders. Okay, they'll probably play the Islanders, and the Panthers will play either the Maple Leafs or the Canes. So I think the Panthers take out the Maple Leafs in 6 or 7. And I also think the Panthers will take out the Carolina Hurricanes in 7. We stack up really well with the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
We have much bigger people than them. So they really don't like the playoffs because we don't allow them to get their speed going. We've spanked the living shit out of them the last 2 years in a row. Last year, they didn't beat us at all. And then this year, I think they got 1 win on us or 2. But we've definitely been dominant over Carolina, so the Panthers are shooting for that 7th seed for sure. I like Boston to come out of the first round. That would put them in position to play the Lightning because that's where their bracket sits. The Panthers would play the Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Bruins would play, I guess, the winner of the 3 and the 6 then, correct?
Yes.
I think the Bruins get to the Eastern Conference. I think the Lightning clear out the Panthers in 5. I hate to say that as a Panthers fan.
Yeah, they do it. They either sweep or at least the Panthers will get 1.
Yeah, I don't think the Panthers have a playoff team this year. We don't have.
But to make it that far, not having that team is still a bright spot for the organization. So yeah,
and I think the Lightning and the Bruins go 7 games, and it goes to overtime. And it doesn't just go to 1 overtime. It goes to 3 overtimes, and the Lightning win it.
That's
bold
So they win the
predictions.
East or they win the whole thing?
They win the East, and they go on to the Stanley Cup to play. Drum roll, please. The Colorado Avalanche.
Oh wow! So they would even be taking. So the Colorado Avalanche would be taking out the Golden Knights then.
Oh yes. Wow. I think the Golden Knights are starting to cool off at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it was hard because I really like the Kings too. The Kings have a real solid squad this year, but I like the Avs because the Avs have the most playoff experience.
But what about the Oilers?
The Oilers get
goaltending always puts them down, doesn't it?
Dude, listen. Connor McDavid can score 4 goals in a game. If the other team is combined for 5, guess what? The Oilers have lost.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of you at home don't realize that the Calgary Flames and the Oilers played last playoffs, and these games were like 9-6, 8-5.
Oh, yeah.
These were high. Like it was like, is this the playoffs?
Would you say though that the Oilers are a goaltender away from changing the way that?
Oh yeah. They win a Stanley Cup if they get somebody like UC Saros, even somebody as simple as UC Saros off the friggin' Nashville Predators, they're winning the cup.
Okay.
Right. That's why I was kind of mad, honestly. They didn't at least part out somebody. Because they've got Nugent Hopkins, they've got Draisaitl, they've got McDavid, they've got all these guys. I would have parted out, not those guys, but a few of my lower players and a draft pick, and I would have gone and gotten Korpisalo from the friggin' Golden Knights when they were trading for Quick.
Yeah.
I would have gotten Korpisalo, man. I don't know why they sat back and they waited on that because that was the biggest rumor going around. So. And yes, Remy, there are lots of fights going on in the NHL, especially in the upcoming playoffs. Get ready. That is my favorite.
Yeah, there's a lot
Especially
of blood on the ice for when
if
the
the
playoffs
Panthers
come.
and the Lightning go at it, it'll be for like 5 games of 90s hockey. That's fun. That's fun. I love it when they throw hands. Goalies fight. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
All right. Well, there's big news out of the NBA, and I think you'll actually like this one. Their new collective bargaining agreement will make it mandatory for players to play at least 65 games to be considered to be in the all NBA roster. Does this put an end to load management?
Oh, yeah, because now this is hitting them where it hurts, their accolades.
Well, not just their accolades, because the all NBA comes with an actual, that's part of your incentive in your contract. If you make all NBA, then when you start renegotiating your contract, if you're not all NBA, then guess what? That's going to affect your dollars. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good. I mean, short of actually winning an NBA Finals, in reality, being all NBA is what actually boosts your contract numbers. So, do you think that load management this will put an end to it, or do you think that some players will just get by on it? Say, I don't care. I can make my money without it. Or does it devalue? Does it devalue the all NBA?
I think it kills the load management. I think the players are just gonna have to deal with it because they want that accolade. When you don't have that, and then you go and get on the sports shows, you get roasted like Charles Barkley.
But well, he was all NBA. He just never won that.
Well, no, he
that
just
title.
don't got no championship.
Right. I don't know. I think it's for the NBA.
I like that they can smoke weed now.
Yeah, I like the new collective bargaining agreement because it puts the player on a position. It puts the player where they have to play, and they look. It'll help the fan base. I think with this putting an end to load management, what it really does is I can care less about the All NBA roster. I like when fans pay to go watch a player and they play. You know, that's really what I like. The fact that they're trying. The NBA is actually trying to eliminate the load management. They're trying to take that away from the players.
You pull up to watch Jimmy Butler after traveling 9,000 miles from China, and Jimmy's taking the night off. You're gonna tell the little chinito, man.
That's true. I agree. All right, and then especially another rules change is Major League Base. Oh, hold on a second. You're throwing a curveball at me, aren't you?
I'm throwing a curveball, man.
Oh,
I got a question.
Okay,
all right?
good. Because after this curveball, we're talking about baseball, so I better swing and hit this one, make it on the base.
All right, man. All right. Who would win in a fight, Bigfoot or the Yeti?
Well, isn't the Yeti Bigfoot?
No.
The snow?
They're kind of maybe the same species a bit, but they're different.
So you're saying that the skunk ape, which is the South
that's the
version
Florida.
of Bigfoot.
No, that's the Florida one that we're eventually gonna guard for.
For the government, yeah, we're gonna
For
get
the
a
government,
government.
exactly.
We're gonna get a government grant
likes
one
weed.
day to guard the skunk ape's sanctuary, which is actually it's right around my house.
And the
isn't it?
skunk ape smokes lots of marijuana, so it has to be government assisted marijuana, or GAM for short.
Well, I don't know who the Yeti now there's cross species because the skunk ape and Bigfoot are
right. No,
subspecies
and then you
of
got
each
the
other.
Cherokee.
So
remember
like
the Cherokee devil.
The Cherokee
one
devil.
that,
That's right.
That takes over your mind.
That's right. The psychic Bigfoot. That's right.
Yeah,
Psychic
that was
Bigfoot.
great. They were like, you can't see him because he uses his psychic powers to make himself invisible. I was like, this fucking genius. Why didn't I think of that?
This is Mountain Men. I think they were trying to basically hide their moonshine operation and putting it on national TV. Oh my gosh. But I mean, if you're talking hypotheticals, then yeah, my money's on Yeti, not Bigfoot, because he I don't know, like polar bears are bigger than grizzly bears, so I would imagine that the Yeti would actually be slightly bigger than Bigfoot. So even though
I got Bigfoot, man. I got Bigfoot in this one. You want to know why I got Bigfoot in this
Why
one?
you got Bigfoot in this?
Listen, man, listen. If Bigfoot can survive this long without them rednecks that eat raccoons finding him,
Well, I mean, if the
he's
Yeti
got to
can
be a
live as
master
long as he
ninja.
can between China and
The
India
Yeti
without
would come
getting
to try to
eaten,
fuck him
then
up,
it's
would
the
hide
same.
from him.
It's the same.
Well, no,
it's
but he would hide. And then the Yeti would go to walk just under the ground. And then the Yeti would be walking and he would pop out like a spider.
I don't know. I just think they're the same creature. Just one's
You
white
got to
and
get your
one's
son to
brown.
run a simulation. Yeti versus
okay. Yeti versus Bigfoot. Okay, you got it. We'll run that simulation down, and we'll throw money at it while it's going on. Right? That's what we'll do.
Well, I mean, I don't think they have AIDS. As you know, everybody, the cure to AIDS is money.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so after that curveball, let's take care of a little bit, real quick, some Major League Baseball. Just want to run this by you, Hunter, because I know you really don't watch, but here's something actually really interesting. Major League Baseball implemented new rules. This has caused batting averages to go up 16 points. Stolen bases have spiked 30%, and the average game is down 31 minutes. On track to be the sport's lowest since 1984, which was a really exciting time in baseball. My question is, do you think it improved the game? But I'm actually going to ask you this one. I'm going to throw a knuckleball at you and see if you can hit this one out of the park. And that is, do you think that we're just a moment away from shortstops that can tackle guys who are trying to steal base?
We could be. We could be. Listen. just hear me out, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I hear you. Go for it.
Okay. Let's say, when those shortstops go to field the ground balls, right? Let's say the runner could truck the shit out of him as he's trying to catch it and then keep going to the baseline and the person gets first. So now the shortstop has to make sure he's not going to get blindsided. I'm telling you, you would have probably 150, 200% increase to your audience. I would watch baseball religiously. Absolutely.
So add some open field tackling to baseball, and we've
you
got
put two defenders out in outfield, right? Because you have the three out there to catch it, and you give them like a wiffle bat but foam, and when they go to try to catch the ball, whatever, and come on, man. Now we're getting exciting. Now you're not just catching a ball. You're defending yourself while catching a ball. Now you're a real athlete.
right. Well, I'll say this, and J Rod 07 says that baseball is more watchable now, and I like that comment, but I don't like it because I think that hitting bases, the game being down, that's great, but pitchers' ERAs are looking really bad. Pitchers have been beat by the clock, and I think it's hurting the game for now, but it's like a pain that it's kind of like when you trim a rose bush. I'm sure the rose bush doesn't like it when you're pruning it, right? But for it to grow those beautiful roses, it has to go through that little bit of resistance and pain. We have to go through that resistance and pain a little bit to see the beauty of the game run out. And you never know. Baseball can get physical. It can turn into a contact sport pretty quick. I mean, and would that be better for the game?
I like when they throw hands. They should make it mandatory. Every game, at least one bench empty.
Oh, well, both benches.
And then the
better
winning
be
team
empty.
gets a run. And then you give the winning team a run.
I don't know.
No?
I just
No? Dude, because the one I saw the other day was pretty fire. The Batista one, like he took it right in the jaw.
Yeah.
That was great.
Again,
and I didn't know why
it's
he got
affecting
mad.
pitching. I think it's affecting pitching negatively, but pitchers have to learn to adjust. I think when they start getting these new pitchers in the minors who have been used to the pitch clock, pitching is going to improve. That's one
Yeah,
thing.
that's what it is. Well, and like it's like I've told you, the pitchers really can't play psychology with the runner too much anymore.
Right.
And
But
and
you
then
never know with the improvement.
the runner can time it because he knows if there's 2 seconds left on that clock, basically, the pitcher's gonna have to throw the ball. You
Right.
don't have time to turn around
And you only
toss.
have, and you can only get so many shores per inning. So the runner on base is thinking, well, are they going to waste a shore up on me when they need to strike this guy out, and stuff like that. Like with these little changes, yeah. But like I said, they were implementing this in the minor leagues, so this has already been there for a few. So when these guys start coming up from the minor leagues, coming out of college, because I know the NCAA wants to start implementing these rules as well. When that starts happening, I think pitching will improve. Where they can still play head games with them. You just generate a different idea of how you want your pitch count to come out. And that's about it.
Yeah, no. It's just, I guess, yeah, it made the game a little. I like that there's more hits because baseball always bored me with the fact that like some
It would
games
take
would
forever
go
to
by
get
with
runners
no.
on.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, like I'd watch a game and there'd be no home runs, and I'm like, why did I watch this game? This sucked.
Well, that to you the game sucked, but to the defensive minded the game was good. So it's different. No offense. Like, okay, when people say that defenses are awesome in football, and it's just because they're shut down, it actually makes for really boring football because no one's scoring touchdowns. When you have two very powerful defenses running, the only thing you can hope is maybe the quarterback getting sacked like Pat White. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something similar like that.
Well, that wasn't a sack. That was murder.
But I listen, Brian. I know you're really excited about the Masters. I think the golf is actually going to start changing the way that it presents itself a little bit now that certain things and certain angles are changing. Don't worry, guys. My camera just went out, but
It's all good.
I'm coming right
we
back.
can't talk about golf. We'll lose our audience.
Well, no, I mean, on our comment section, they're talking about golf, and I'm going to say this.
No, you don't want. They're not talking good about golf.
Right. No, I understand. Like I said, you want to watch everything was nice about the Masters. It was good golf, but I will still stand by my statement. It's a recreational sport. For the competitors to watch it and all that stuff, you want to follow it, it's very individualistic.
Unless Tiger's about to win it or like it's the trophy presentation to Tiger, I
don't see Tiger ever winning.
I can't sit there.
One.
I'll have it
I don't see
on
him ever winning a
background.
major
like
at
when
all.
I'm here, like when I'm trying to make money. Listen, when I'm trying to make money, right, or trying to do something that I need to be successful, I'll put golf on mute in the background because like all the successful people, the lawyers and stuff, you go to their offices and they have golf on. It's just what it is.
Play and they watch and they like it.
Well, I play. I like it, man. I play. I'll be honest with you, but it's not like it's a super athletic sport. But I have fun playing it.
Oh no, I have a lot of fun playing it. Like I said, it's a good recreational sport to play. I've walked all 18 holes. I was in the Air Force, so I loved playing golf because that's what we do.
What does the Air Force and golf have to do with each other?
Well, how do you build an air base?
I don't fucking know.
You build a golf course and then you build the base around it.
What?
Everybody in the Air Force plays golf. There's a golf course.
No, that's
in
how
every
they
Air
build
Force
the
base.
rich people. No, that's how they build rich people's neighborhoods.
Same thing. I'm not
You
kidding.
lie. There ain't no
I'm not
golf
kidding.
course in the middle of Homestead Air Force Base.
There was.
Where?
There used to be. Before Andrew, there was a beautiful golf course out there. Homestead Air Reserve Station, because it's primarily a reserve station, used to be Homestead Air Force Base. And when it was an Air Force Base, there was a golf course on it. Shepherd Air Force Base has it. Lackland Air Force Base has it. Elmendorf Air Force Base in Alaska has it. They share it with Fort Richardson. It's one of the most beautiful golf courses.
That's probably the only golf course in all of Alaska.
No. There's a beautiful golf course in Fairbanks. It's very nice.
How? It dies in the winter.
And it grows back in the spring and in the summer. Like,
I don't know about that, man.
I am not kidding. Go ahead, call me out on it. Every single Air Force base. It's the running joke of the military. Every Air Force base has a golf course. It's how I learned to play.
I don't know. I've never seen. I don't know. I've never seen it, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, you've never seen it. You've only been to one Air Force base, and it wasn't even an Air Force base. It was an Air Reserve station.
I've been to a bunch.
A bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On National Geographic.
Well,
and
listen,
in GTA, I went to one in GTA.
That's a fun course. That's actually really fun to play.
That is. I enjoy myself.
And for anybody who would watch like the Masters or anything like that, my heart goes out to you if you sat there their whole weekend and watched it. And I don't think Tiger's ever going to win another title. He's still on the mend from a busted up body. Right? I mean, everybody kind of forgot that he actually went off the side of a mountain. Praise the Lord, he lived, but it's another thing. So yeah, listen, golf is no, I'm not good at golf. Well, my short game is good. My long game is horrible. I can't hit past 175. So
yeah, Leo blow out his ACL.
Yeah. Well, no, I ripped out my shoulder. My rotator cuff's all busted up. So now
I like playing. I enjoy it. I've gotten pretty good. I've been having 4 straight months of lessons, bro. I've been fucking leveling the ball.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what when you called earlier and I didn't pick up. We didn't play any holes, but we went to the chipping course and we were out there chipping and work on the driver. My neighbor that I always go with.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I'm glad you're out there playing golf and considering it a sport. Fun. Just not a super. I don't really consider it one of the top sports.
Listen, you don't have to be. Listen, you don't have to be athletic. You legit go out there, drink a 6-pack, and hit the pen.
I think in the professional circuit and even the amateur pro, you do have to have some form of athleticism because of your competition. But I don't. Sorry, but I think anybody can play. Listen, anybody can play golf. Enjoy it, play it, enjoy. But listen, no amateur. I would actually challenge you to go ahead and walk the route with me one of these days, and let's take a walk and let's see if you get a 72 on it.
Yeah, it's hard to hit it. Yeah. No, 3-day event. My best was last Thursday when I hit an 89, so that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so it's tough,
No, my swing has gotten much better, Remy. No, I remember I sent them a video back in January when I was just starting. I think the ball went like 10 yards. I didn't even know you're supposed to bend your legs. I've never played before. The golf instructor was like, dude, your legs look like Forrest Gump. Come on, man. Let's fix that stance. I was like, what the fuck I'm doing, man? I've never played rich people sports before.
I know. Well, and another one we got here is about NASCAR. Like, what's easier to watch, NASCAR or golf? Let me tell you, I'm going to give you guys the secret to watching NASCAR. Are you ready?
Oh, my God, another left turn.
No. You make fun, but you have fun when you play NASCAR with me.
Okay, right? But that's different. I get to crash into other cars. That's fun.
I will tell you this. All you have to do, if you just want to get a little excited about NASCAR, watch the first 5 laps of any race and the last 10. Because that's when everything gets interesting. That's when everybody starts pulling the hunter. I got you, fam. Start knocking all the cars
out. You were
that's
like,
when
listen,
all the most
man, I'm in first place with 9 laps to go, and I got this guy on my ass. And I'm like, shake and bake, baby. Let's do it. Brother, I got you. That's why we're a team.
Yeah, so, I mean, as far as NASCAR, there's just like, if I'm going to watch golf, I'll probably watch the last, 30 minutes or last hour of it, honestly, because then you kind of get the excitement of the sport. It's coming to an end, stuff like that. Same thing with NASCAR. I would get what's But
that is true, man. That is true. This one was coming up right here. That is true.
Yeah, but as far as
Things are nice.
which is more fun to watch, NASCAR to me is much is a little bit more fun to watch because I don't know if you're tailgating somebody at 210 miles an hour, that can be very thrilling. You know, it's just the way it is, especially when you're on low grade traction. So
No, it's pretty fun. I like NASCAR, man. But at the same time, when you want to be famous, you gotta just put the Golf Channel on. That's all.
Put the Golf Channel on TV, and then on
Listen,
your main
either the
TV in
Golf
your
Channel
office
or Fox News.
Well, no. On your okay. So this is how it goes. In your lobby, you got golf. In your office, you've got the market ticker on, and then in your conference room, you got to make sure you have women's tennis on.
Exactly.
That's the key
women's
to showing
tennis
how
that's
rich you are in the conference. In the conference room, when they say, "Wow, he's got women's tennis playing on here," this guy got money. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You tell them, "Oh no, I go to a few matches once a year: Wimbledon, the U.S. Open final, you know, and that's it."
One time I went to the Down Under, I watched the Australian Open. I had so much fun.
I'm telling you, man, the mansion parties are gonna be great here in a few years.
All right. Well, Hunter, that's the beauty of what we're doing here today. We have announced the Lions Den has had a successful launch thanks to you guys, and we are relaunching our Instagram. If you're already following us, stay with us. You'll just probably notice that the name changed, and that is because we are the official _lodge _. So anybody who is not following us right now, go ahead, follow us on Instagram. That's at the official _lodge _. And also don't forget to catch us in action. We have the Lions Den at 8 a.m. every morning, Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and started today, but we'll keep on going. At the midday is our check-in with Hunter. That's also every weekday, Monday through Friday. Hey,
and just to let everybody know, tomorrow on the midday check-in, we're going to go ahead and really expand on that Iranian-Saudi Arabian deal. Then also, we're going to take a look at what if Russia pulled out of the Ukraine and decided to invade Finland? What would happen and what kind of response would they receive? And then finally, we're going to take a look at what would happen if China invaded Taiwan.
Whoa, man. I'm going to tell you this. I'm
You,
watching.
we'll have our little jokes in the beginning because, we're going to roast the fuck out of the liberals. But tomorrow, man, we're having a history lesson. So I hope you guys will stop on by because it'll be just like a documentary.
Awesome. Well, again, this is Leo with Hunter saying you have been watching your pregame warm-up.